What is it about bad pensions? Why do people keep with them? They're in your pension fund, they're performing poorly. Why do people stick with it? So we found some research on this, and I've written about this in my Financial Times columns previously, but I've updated some of the research to look at it now and find what the key reasons are according to academics. Well, one of them is, of course, the brand name and the marketing that the big funds do. It's built to create a degree of trust, and so you trust them even if they're underperforming. You put trust before performance because you ask yourself, well, surely they must know what they're doing. They're the experts. They've got all this marketing. They're a big firm. They must be good, even though the numbers in your statement contradict that. And that's a major problem. I feel some other reasons backed by academic data and research on what those reasons are. So brand, basically, the reason brands exist is to say to you, you don't need to do due diligence. We're a big brand. You don't need to read the ingredients. We're Coca-Cola. How could we possibly be bad for you? We're McDonald's. We're a big brand. You can rest assured in the contents of our food. Similarly, we're a big pension fund name. You see our names everywhere. You don't need to due diligence our performance, and should it be a little bit off, we can explain that away to you. So that's essentially what happens. Put another way, brand strength signals competence and stability, and of course, the performance doesn't back that up, but the branding and the marketing continues. It continues selling to you. Investors exhibit something that I've put here called authority bias. We have a cognitive bias towards expertise and what might be considered authority. So you read the credentials of the individuals who are the fund managers, 17 years in the industry or combined 50 years in the industry, went to the right universities, got their MBAs, got their CFAs. And of course, what you don't realize is none of that is delivering you performance, and that becomes the major problem. Psychologically, this can be framed as empirical performance is poor, but you feel you're with a safe haven. That is, again, the problem. Now, I've put all the research on my blog, but just to go through some of it, marketing visibility and media mentions strongly correlate with fund inflows. People will give their money to those funds that advertise the most, not the ones that have performed the best. And the ones which will advertise the most will inevitably be ones which have had a lucky year, which then doesn't repeat. The number of fund managers where if you look at their last 5 years, they had 1 year where they were in the top 10%, 20%. That's when the marketing goes crazy, and the rest of the time they never hit it. That's because, a bit like flipping a coin, they just happen to throw 3 or 4 heads, and so people assume they're going to keep winning, and it doesn't happen. Barber, Odeon, Zhang, 2005 is their research, and I've referred to that in 2005, 20 years ago in my Financial Times columns as well. Now, this becomes a major problem for you because your pension's not growing. The answer isn't go to another branded fund. The answer tends to be educate yourself and manage your portfolio for yourself with a basket of resilient companies, the type you want to have more of when they fall rather than less of. What the institutional fund managers are doing, because their hands are tied by the regulator and by their own investment remits and the amount of money that they have from all this marketing, is they're picking from a narrow group of companies, maybe a UK fund, a US fund, a European fund, and then they're spraying money widely amongst them because they have so much capital, they can't concentrate it by any means the way a billionaire like Bill Gates or Warren Buffett can actually concentrate it on a few very large-scale bets. If you're a UK fund, you can't put billions into a company because you'd end up taking it over. Similarly, if it's a European fund, and if it is American in nature, again, you're likely as an institution to spray and pray into a lot of those funds because you'll usually be tracking some kind of benchmark, and you'll look at the benchmark, see what its component stocks are, and say, right, we'll increase a bit of this stock, reduce this. And of course, no wonder you underperform the benchmark. It's just how institutional funds work. So you've got a major problem. When we looked at the other data, what we found both from the Times 20 years ago and the academic research since is, if you bother looking deeply, you'll see this is a fundamental problem. If you ask yourself why you continue investing with those funds, you'll know it's because brand power fuels chronic underperformance. It's the power of the brand, and boy, do the fund managers know. So educate yourself. Have a look at my free resources at campaignforamillion.com, where you'll see what you ought to be doing by selecting companies yourself. And don't turn around and say, oh, I can't possibly do that, I'm too incompetent. It's your pension, it's your future. And you saying you can't do it is exactly what the fund managers are relying on. They want to give the appearance that you possibly couldn't have an ISA or a SIP yourself, whereas the truth of the matter is, yes, you can.